I used to think the glow was makeup, something I had to earn, but it's water in the morning and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my...
I take it black like you. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Thickness with the Quickness, baby, and you are watching me on my YouTube channel, baby. What's going on, y'all? I just want to say this before I do my little introduction, but y'all know what? Just like, comment, and subscribe, and share me, baby. Share me with anybody you like and you love, okay? And if you don't like them and love them, goddamn it, share me anyway, okay? Because it's enough for me to go around, okay? So let me give a shout out. Give a shout out to all my new subscribers. What's going on, baby? And thank y'all for choosing me, okay? Thank y'all for choosing me, all right? Okay, damn it. Okay, and let me give a shout out to all my old subscribers, baby. What's good, baby, in the neighborhood, okay? And thank y'all for choosing me, okay, baby. I love the way y'all do what y'all do. I'm loving the views, okay? Now, y'all do me a favor. Y'all viewing me, like these videos, y'all. Like them so your girl can get in it, okay? Because I want to be in it, okay, y'all? But I always tell y'all I'm a strong believer. You got to crawl before you can walk. And baby, I got all the patience in the world. Come on. Because I want to get my clicks and my views honestly, okay? I want you to like me and love me for me, okay? Okay, because baby, what you see is what you get, baby. Okay, and I want y'all to love what I put down, and y'all come around and pick it up, okay? That's all, okay? I can't be nothing else but be honest and be myself, because that's all I know how to do. But anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to you, make it sound fly to you. I'm gonna keep it with you 100%, baby. Hey, go on over there, get your juju beans and your wham, baby. Don't meet me there, beat me there. You get what I'm saying? Okay? And thank you once again for choosing me, baby. Okay? Thank you for choosing me. Okay? I am not hard to love. Okay? I'm so easy. When you look at me, I'm just so soft and beautiful. All right, y'all, let me get the fuck on. Okay, so anybody out there listen, hello, come on and listen to the story, y'all, okay? So I don't want to be all day with this motherfucker, okay? I want to tell it and get it over with. All right, this story is about being in the wrong place in the wrong time. All right, so y'all, I'm in school on the west side. I got a little buddy that I hang out with all the time. So when I hang around this little buddy, I can tell that she was a little rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? I just knew that everybody that lived on that block and around the area we live in, they did not fuck with her. She was one of them girls that had that mouthpiece, but you know, she didn't bother me. Me and her we had our little, you know, our little swings and our moves and our swings, but you know, we always hung out and talked, you know, shit with her. And I'm gonna tell you, she was so tough. Tough. My friend Charlene, may she rest in peace. Charlene didn't like her. Charlene did not like her. When Charlene would see me with her, she'd be like, "Why you with that bitch? All that bitch is nothing but a troublemaker. Why you keep hanging around that bitch?" I say, well, everybody say that about her. I say, she cool with me. I don't have no problem with her. She ain't my friend. She's just somebody, a peers, associate. That's it. Because like I said, I met her in school. Then Charlene's like, I just don't like that bitch. She said, oh, every time you see that bitch, all she got is trouble all over her face. So Charlene, she take off, leave me and the girl. She said, I know your friend don't like me. I said, hold up. I said, we ain't doing that. I said, keep my girl name out your mouth. I said, I don't play that shit. I said, now what me and you do, what we do, and what me and her do, we do. You know what I'm saying? I said, that's my best friend. I said, you somebody I hang around with, you know, from time to time. She was like, okay, cool. So she's like, well, she said, what you want to do? I said, shit, I don't care. You know, I'm outside. What we gonna do? She said, all right. She said, let's walk around. So we walking around the little block. I already know some of the do's and don'ts in the area. Like I said, one of my cousins, she showed me around the do's and don'ts. Okay. So, you know, I knew how far to walk and I knew how far not to walk. Okay. So cool. You know, so we walking around the block. We shooting around the block and shit. So she was like, man, she said, I got a taste for me a pickle with a peppermint stick. Like that. And I'm like, well, I know these stores don't sell pickles with peppermint stick. She said, no, they don't. She said, but the store I want to say the store on Central. I think that's the store. I think that's the street, Central. She said, well, the store on the corner of Central is where they sell the peppermint stick, and they sell a lot of penny kennings and things like that. She said, yeah, you come on and walk with me, I'll get you some shit like that. And I was like, all right, cool. I ain't paying no mind, because we walking. So we sure enough, we get to the motherfucking store. We in the store, baby. When I tell y'all, baby, this is when they had stopped selling penny candy. But this store that this guy ran, it was penny candy, sunflower seeds, the penny cookies, man, all the strawberry, the lemon. You from Chicago, you know the little circle cookies. They got the strawberry and the lemon. They got it whole in it. Y'all know what it is, the penny candy cookies, the cookies, okay, for a penny, okay? He had that. He had pickles. He had pumpkin seeds. He had a motherfucking, baby, when I walked in there, baby, I was in la la land. He had the lounge ladies, the old lounge ladies, not that soft shit they making now, but he had the old lounge ladies that when you bite them, they crunch in your mouth, okay, the hard ones. He had them. He had everything in this motherfucking store, baby. I want to say $5 got you a bag full of groceries. That's how it was. Okay, but he was the only store that sell that, because then by that time they had started cutting out the penny candy, and he had the penny candies in the Ziploc bag. He could tie it up. They had tied up kind that's already picked for you, or you could pick your own one out. So I'm in the motherfucking store, y'all. I'm rubbing my hand because I got me a nice solid $5 bill in my pocket, baby. You know what I mean? And a few more twos and fews in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? But I had enough to give me $5 worth of penny candies and sunflower seeds and juju beans and wham-whams, baby. I had plenty enough. So, baby, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm in the motherfucking store. I'm like rubbing my hand. I'm smiling, y'all, baby. I went and got me a motherfucking Suzy Q because I know my mama liked the Suzy Qs. Okay, I got my mama a Suzy Q because, they was much cheaper, too. I got my mama a Suzy Q. Shit, hell, I got me a Suzy Q, and I don't even eat Suzy Q, but I got me one and my mom one, baby. I got me like $25, 25 cents worth of penny candy. Then I went around and got me some pumpkin seeds, a pickle, some hot Cheetos, all that type of shit. Those motherfucking corn chips, they buy Evans hot corn chips. I got me some of that, baby. I had me a motherfucking time in there shopping. So as I'm coming around with my shit in my hand, I thought I walked at me like 5 or 6 juices, because they was like maybe 10 for $1. I had a whole bunch of that shit, everything. So I'm loaded. My $5 got me enough to feed motherfucking 60 people if I wanted to, because that's how much shit you could get in that store back then at that day. So, y'all, I'm in that motherfucker. I'm in there shopping my ass off. So, I'm done what I'm doing. So, I'm walking and shit. I'm closer to the aisle. I'm in the end of the aisle. They go to register right here. I'm at the end of the aisle right here. I'm right here. So, I'm seeing the girl I'm with. She arguing with some more girls. So they was like, yeah, bitch, you ain't got no business on this end. You supposed to be down there on your end. What the fuck is you doing down here? And shit, you should get your ass whooped, because the shit you pulled jumping on our sister the other day, we should whoop your motherfucking ass. So the girl was like, bitch, I ain't scared. The girl I was with, she was like, bitch, I ain't scared. She said, I beat all y'all asses in this motherfucker. Like that. And then the girl turned around and say, oh, bitch, you with her too? Bitch, you will get your ass beat too. Bitch, we'll fuck you up too. And I just looked like, whoa, what the fuck going on? What the fuck I done got into? You know what I'm saying? They was like, all right, since you with her, motherfucker, we gonna get you too. Bitch, you come out this store, we gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. She said, oh, hold up. I ain't gotta come to the store when I get done. I could leave all this shit right here, and I could come in there and handle y'all asses. Like that. So I'm like standing back like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on, So I'm like, what's this about? So she paid for her stuff. She said, girl, don't worry about it. She said, I got it. She said, I'm not asking you to jump in nothing, this and that. I'm like, so if you didn't want me to jump in nothing, I said, why you didn't tell those girls that I didn't have anything to do with that? Oh, no, yeah, I could have told them that you didn't have nothing to do with it, but, they going to assume that you with me anyway. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know nothing about who you fight. She's like, oh, don't trip. Are you tripping? Are you tripping? I said, hell yeah, I'm tripping because I'm in something that I don't even know nothing about. You know what I mean? So she was like, oh, you ain't got to worry about shit. I got this. I got this. Don't worry about it. I got this. And I was like, okay. So, y'all, I was so motherfucking disgusted. I ain't even want my shit. He's in the Asian store. He's like, are you going to buy that? Are you going to buy that? Okay, hurry up and get that. You going to buy that? And hurry up so y'all can get out of my store. I don't want no problem. I want y'all out of my store. Like that. So I was like, fuck it. Let me get my shit. So I went on and got everything I had. Get outside. We get out. And I'm like looking for the girls and shit. Everybody was gone. Wasn't nobody around. They was gone. So I was like, shit. I'm like, I'm finna go. So I just started, power walking to the crib. And as I'm walking to the crib, I remember what Charlene said just as I took out. She said, I don't know why you hang around that girl. All that girl ain't nothing but trouble. Why you keep hanging around that girl? So I'm walking to the crib. We had to cross this big ass main light and shit. That's all I kept saying. She's like, slow down, slow down, slow down, Candy. I'm like, man, I'm gonna hurry up and get to the crib. Slow down, Candy, slow down, Candy. What you tripping for? That ain't got nothing to do with you. Them girls ain't gonna fuck with you. I say, man, they see me with you. They think me, I'm with you and shit. Dale, yeah, you think they gonna have a beef with me? Yeah, they gonna have a beef with me because I'm with you. I'm at the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, and I was warned before I went with this girl. So anyway, I walking and shit, so I ain't saying anything. She like, Candy, you man. She said, I'll squash that. I get it taken care of. When I see them bitches, I'll squash it. I said, how you gonna squash that shit and they got a beef with you? They finna whoop your ass. So we walking and shit. I'm hearing somebody like, hey, bitch, we gonna get you. We turn around, y'all. There go a whole bunch of group of girls. A whole bunch of their ass. And they walking towards us and shit. So I'm like, damn. But we were so far apart that they couldn't catch us or anything because we already on my block already. So when they said that shit, y'all, I just turned the corner. Went on to my walking down, like, hey, Candy, you mad at me? You mad at me? I'm like, girl, man. I say, it looked like you done got me in some shit that I ain't had nothing to do with. Man, I told you I'll squash it. I told you I'll squash it. I say, she's like, you scared? I said, hell no, I ain't scared. I said, I don't like fighting no motherfucking fight that ain't got nothing to do with me and mine. I said, that ain't none of my fight with them girls. I said, all right, I'll talk with you later. So I go and shit, I go and walk into the crib. I say, what the fuck I done got myself into? So I gone on to the crib and shit, get to the crib, everything good. I didn't even want to enjoy my motherfucking candy and shit, y'all. I'm biting my shit like that. I'm mad. Chewing my shit all hard because I'm like, this bitch and put me into some shit like that because I know what that mean. I'm from there. I know what that mean. When shit like that, you ain't got to be involved in shit, bitch. If you with that bitch, you going to be involved with that shit. Even though you ain't with it, but you with a person that got a beef with a bunch of bitches and they see you is involved with it. They ain't thinking about it like that. So I'm just sitting up there and I'm pouting out, chewing my shit, rolling my eyes like, damn, I should have listened to Charlene. I should have went with that bitch. Charlene told me stop fucking with this bitch, but I fucked with her anyway. Damn. So anyway, the next day go to school and shit. I see her, hey, Candy, you mad at me? And I'm like, girl, I don't even want to hear nothing. I just don't want to have no problem with somebody that ain't had nothing to do with. I said, that's just what it is. I don't believe in no fighting like that. Motherfucker, if it's my fight, I got it. But if it's somebody else shit that I don't got nothing to do with, I ain't around here playing bad mama that can whoop everybody's ass. I ain't with that. That's what got your ass in this shit anyway. But I didn't got a part of it. What the fuck? No. She found to say, man, you just done fucking with me. I say, well, she said, only time you really talk to me when we're in school, but far as outside school, you done fucking with me. I said, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I say, yeah. I said, I'm not fucking with you like that no more. I'm like, man, that shit was fucked up. You know what I mean? I said, I don't have no problem with none of these females over here. I said, majority of the people on this end, they know me. Down there on that end, I don't know none of them girls over there. Like that. So we kind of like broke part, but I would see her and she'll see me and we'll say, hey. like that. And so I ran into Charlene one day. She said, I don't see you hanging around with that troublemaking bitch no more. I said, no, I don't fuck with her like that no more. She said, what happened? I said, girl, some girls came in the store finna jump on her ass. And she's like, I told you it was some that girl play bad around this motherfucker. She always fighting people and playing bad and shit. My mama like, your mama and my mama always tell us all the bad people dead. I said, you right. She said, this girl always trying to play bad, think she running shit and trying to, you know, get into fights with people. She said, I told your ass. I said, yeah, you did. So it was like maybe a month, two, maybe I want to say about 3 months later, y'all. I just jumped up one day. I jumped up and I said, I'm going to go to the store because my mama was like, hey, I need you to keep your little brother, tonight because I'm going out. And I said, okay, cool. So I had made up my mind that, I'm going to go on and get up, take me a shower, get ready, and I'm going to go down. And I just threw on some stuff. I said, I'm just going to throw on some stuff and run on to the store and get me and my little brother some jujus and wham-whams, because my mama going to be going out. So I'm going to go get us something to snack on and get her juices and pop and get her some lunch meat, some cheese, some lamb, some cold cuts, as my mama call it. Go get us some cold cuts and some bread and shit, because my mama like, okay, here's some money, go get y'all some of that. And then I had a few twos and fruits too, so I had my mind made up to go get all this stuff, for us to eat, you know what I'm saying? So I jump up, throwing me some shoes and shit, because my mom like, hurry up back, because I'm gonna be leaving in about a few hours. I'm leaving out about 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock, they'll come and get me. And I'm like, okay. So it was still kind of early. It was like maybe 12 or 1 or something like that. So I jumped up, put on some shit. So I just standing on the corner, and I'm like just standing there, and somebody walked past. Hey, Candy. I'm like, hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Hey, they like, well, what you doing tonight? It's a party tonight. It's a party tonight. I'm like, y'all, I can't call it. I can't be there. I got a babysit. Oh, damn, you gonna miss a good party. All right, Candy. All right, all of that. So I'm just standing there, and then I look down the street, y'all. I look down the street. I say, you know what? I should go down there to the street, to the store that me and the girl was in. I didn't even think nothing about it. I said, I'm just going to walk down there, get all the juju bring. I could get the cold cuts, the cheese, the bread, the mayonnaise, everything, the chips, everything to go with our sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Because my mama gave me stuff to buy sandwiches, and chips and juju beans and wham-whams. The best motherfucking food ever when you go get chips and motherfucking lunch meat and cheese and shit. My mama called it cold cuts. Go get us some cold cuts, I loved that shit, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I can go down there and get some ham and cheese. I can get some turkey and bread. And I can go over there and get all the stuff down at the store. And I said, damn, they got a penny candy store and penny candy in there too, so I could get cookies and all. I said, fuck it. So I bent down, tied up my shoes tighter, because I had them kind of like loose, loose on my feet. I bent down, tied up my shoes and shit, and I began to walk. I'm walking. Get to the store. As I'm walking, there's nobody on the block. The block is empty. So anyway, honey, I go on in the store. I get in the store, so it's a black, tall drink of water in there. He work in the store. And the store I was in is an Asian store. An Asian man ran it. So I come in the store and shit. Y'all, I'm looking a little rough. I'm a little rough because I threw some shit on. But I still was looking, a little cute with it. And so I go in the store. So this big old tall black drink of water, baby. Tall, baby. He was like, hey, little mama. And I'm like, what's up? Hey, so we talking and shooting the breeze and shit. And as he talking to me, I'm shopping. And I'm telling the man, let me get a pound of cheese. Get a half a pound. And give me half a pound of cheese. Give me a pound of ham. And give me a pound and a half of turkey. And and salami and shit. So I'm telling him all the shit that I need, and shit. And so the Asian man, he back there, getting my shit together and everything. So I'm in there talking to him. Y'all, I didn't totally forgot what had happened like 3 to 4 months ago. I ain't even thinking about the shit no more. So as I'm paying for my shit, baby, one of them bitches walked in the goddamn store. Hey! Don't we know you? Don't I know you? Ain't you the bitch was in here the other day with? Ain't you the bitch that was in here with that bitch that we was trying to got into a fight with us? Ain't you that bitch that with her? Then y'all, my punk ass said, that wasn't me. She was like, yeah, that was you, bitch. That is you. You trying to lie, bitch. That is. Didn't we tell you that when we see you, we was going to beat your ass too? I'm like, hey, I ain't had shit to do with that. I was just in the store with her. She's like, I don't give a fuck. You was with her. You is a part of her. That bitch stepped out the motherfucking door, y'all. She go step out the door and she called some more bitches. Them motherfucking bitches came in the store. They was like, she say, ain't this the bitch? That girl gonna say, yeah, that's that bitch. Yeah, that's that bitch. That is her. That is that bitch. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm looking at y'all 10 motherfuckers in my face. Bitch, that is you. That bitch, that is you. We know that was you, bitch. We finna beat your motherfucking ass. When you step out that door, we finna whoop your motherfucking ass. And I was like, oh, hell no. So the black boy was like, get the fuck out of the tall chocolate motherfucker. He said, get y'all motherfucking ass out this store. He said, every time somebody come in this store, y'all bitches thinking y'all running this store. Get y'all punk ass out of this motherfucking store and leave this girl alone. Like that. And then the Asian man like, I don't want any problem. And I don't want any problem. She got to go. She got to go. He was like, hold up. You wait a minute. He said, don't you see all these girls trying to jump on? He's like, hold on. You wait a minute. I got this. Hold on. He said, get y'all ass out this motherfucking store. So they leave her. So that's all right. She got to come out the motherfucking door anyway. That bitch got to come outside anyway, bitch. You can't be in there forever. Baby, I was looking at that damn tall, dark motherfucker. And I'm like, man, he said, baby, what happened? I said, I was in the store with a girl that had a fight with them, had a beef with them, and I was just with them. He was like, what? I said, I don't even know these girls. She got into a fight with these girls, and they walked in, and they assumed that I was with her, and, you know, and they felt that I was the one with her in the fight as well. I was her buddy. He was like, oh, hell no. He say, damn, baby. He say, damn. I was like, yeah. He said, these bitches is out here. So he stepped out the door. He said, baby, it look like more bitches didn't pull up on this motherfucker. He said, it is. He said, they didn't call some more bitches, baby. I said, what? He said, yeah. And you hear her say, tell that bitch come out here. Tell that bitch come out here. Because we finna beat her motherfucking ass. He was like, baby, they got motherfucking sticks and something else in their hand. They got a whole bunch of shit in their hand. He was like, y'all get the fuck on. Go home. This girl ain't did shit to y'all. Get y'all asses on and leave this girl alone. Oh, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We want her ass. Tell her come out that motherfucking door. He said, hey. He said, I don't advise you go out that door. He said, because them girls going to kill your ass. I'm like, man, y'all, I got my juju beans and wearing this slung on the back of my back, and I'm just standing there like, man, for real. He said, he looked me up and down. He said, I can't let them hurt your sexy ass. He said, you too motherfucking fine for them bitches to jump on you. He said, if I got to go out there and start knocking these motherfuckers out, I will for you, baby. Like that. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So they coming to the Chinese man window and they banging on the window. Bah, 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 tell her to bring her motherfucking ass outside. We're going to beat her ass. And so the Chinese man going to say, I don't want any problem. You got to let her go. You let her go. I don't want any problems in here. You got to let her go. She got to get out of here because I don't want them to tear my store. He say, man, them motherfuckers ain't going to tear up your motherfucking store. They not going to even come in this motherfucker. You got about 3 or 4 guns back there. You think they going to come in here and do something, motherfucker? You ready to let it off. He said, leave this girl alone. Let me figure out what this girl can do. So he said, baby, come on back here. So he was like, come on back here. I was like, he said, I don't know what you gonna do, baby. He said, because you can't go out that door. He said, because you go out that door, them bitches gonna kill you. I was like, I know. I said, but I don't want to die over nobody else's shit. I said, I'd rather die over my own shit. He said, you can't call nobody. I said, I don't even really know no motherfucking body number on hard, but my own phone number. He said, yeah, you can't call your mama, your sister, them. I say, if I call my mama, I'm going to word the shit out of her, and she ain't got no way to come up here to get me. You know what I'm saying? I said, so I don't even call her. He was like, you ain't got no family members and shit like that to come and get you? I say, nah, I really don't. You know, he's like, so what you gonna do? I said, I don't know. I said, just give me a minute. Let me think about it. So I'm thinking like, I said, hey, you got a box cutter? I said, hey, do you got, you know, this, that, another? He was like, yeah. I said, well, I got my mace on me. I got my mace, you know. He said, okay, cool. You got your mace? He said, here, take this box cutter. He said, hell, take 2 box cutters. And I was like, okay, cool. So he said, let me go out here and check out again. He said he go to the door. He said, y'all motherfuckers ain't going home yet. Go the fuck home. Leave this girl alone. Go the fuck home. Then he come back in. He said, baby, he said, them motherfuckers bitches is waiting on you. He said, then that little bitch right there, you see her? She just keep walking back and forth, looking in the store and shit. She come walking back and forth. He said, them bitches is waiting on you. He said, hey, baby, you got to figure out something and we got to figure it out fast. He said, because this dude is tripping. He wants you out of here. And I said, okay. He said, oh, he said, you know what I could do? He said, I can let you out this back door right here. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I can let you out this back door. He said, because when you get out this back door, you're going to make a quick right. And when you get out there, just start running. He said, you run, you're going to have to run about 2 or 3 blocks to catch the next bus. He said, 9 out of 10, a bus will be coming because they come every 15 to 20 minutes, you know. He said, this is street right here. It's the only street that the bus come back to back. He said, if I let you out of this, when I let you out of this motherfucker, he said, I need you to start running. Run for your motherfucking life. He said, do you hear me? I say, yeah. He said, I just want to make sure you make home safe and sound, okay? I say, fine. He said, now let me go check and see what they doing. He was like, oh, baby, they still out here. They still out here telling me to let your motherfucking ass out here. He said, you ain't going out like that. He said, I couldn't see that. He said, I wouldn't even be able to live with myself. I know that them girls jump you like that. I wouldn't be able to. He said, because I don't think you'll be able to survive whatever they going to do to you, okay? Because that box cutter and that makes ain't going to get it with all their asses. I said, well, at least I'll strike a couple of them motherfuckers. He said, I feel you, baby. So he opened up the door. He opened up the back door real easy. You know, you can hear it go like this. And the Chinese man gonna say, what are you doing? What are you doing? You opening up the back door? He came up to front. Man, shut the fuck up. He said, she gotta get out of here, right? Shut the fuck up and let her get out the back door. Like that. And so he looked out the back. He looked out the door and shit. Through the alley, because it was a big alley that he was letting me out. He looked out and he looked both ways. He said, baby, ain't nobody out here. He said, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to the front of the door and I'm going to tell you where everybody at. He said, everybody's still standing there talking. He said, but it's another little bitch keep walking back and forth looking into the store waiting on you. He said, I'm going to go up here to the front and I'm going to check and see what they doing. So he went up and checked and see what they doing, and he came back. He said, yeah, they still out there. Lord, if I don't need you, I need you now, is what I was saying. He was like, all right, baby. He said, I'm going to go back up here again. He said, you know, the door is wide open. He said, he said, wait a minute before I do it. He said, let me check the alley again. So he looked in the alley. He said, when you get out the door, you run that way. So you're going to have to run up to Division, catch the Division bus, and you're going to have to shoot it back down to Austin. I said, okay. He said, I'm going to go over there and check and see where they at. When I get to the door, I'm going to count to 3. And when I count to 3, run for your life. Run for your life. You hear me? I was like, yeah. So I'm like jacking up my motherfucking pants. I took my little juju beans and wham because I wasn't going to leave that. I took my little juju beans and wham. I tied one bag right here and I tied the other motherfucking bag right here. That was a big mistake. I should have never did that, but I did it anyway. Woo! I took a deep breath. I said, Lord, cover me in the blood of Jesus from the crown of my head to the bottom of my feet. Oh, Lord, I prayed. I made sure my shoes was tightened up. I jacked my little shorts on because I had on some little capris back then. I had jacked them up. I had put my little shirt and shit. And I was like, okay. So he went there. He was like, on the 3, okay? Take off and run on 3. So, baby, he got the counting. 1. And then the Chinese man, hurry up, hurry up. He said, man, shut the fuck up. He said, 2, baby. Say 2. He said, they still out here. He said, run for your life. You hear me? And I was like, yeah. He said, 3. Baby, I shot out that motherfucker door. Baby, I'm gone. I'm gone, motherfucker. I'm gone. I'm zooming, baby. I'm gone. so happened, y'all, the motherfucking bitch walked down past the alley. She walked past and she looked in the alley. She like, y'all, there she go, y'all, there she go. And I could hear them, y'all, there she go. I didn't look back. I just kept running. Baby, when I look back, motherfuckers, I see nothing but a motherfucking group of motherfuckers. The group was so motherfucking thick, you couldn't even see through that motherfucker. You couldn't see nothing but a bunch of bitches running behind me. For little old me. All these motherfuckers, y'all, if I can count it in my mind, I want to say it was at least about 25 to 30 motherfucking bitches. Okay? That's how many girls there was out there. I'm tan ass, baby. I'm running for my motherfucking life. I'm running for my life. And I'm hearing, oh boy, run. I'm running, baby. I'm taking this slide, baby. I'm running. I'm sliding in. That's why my motherfucking legs and shit hurt now, baby. I'm running. I'm like, ooh, I'm running. So I get up to the motherfucking corner. I look back, baby. They was a little ways from me. You know, it wasn't that big of a gap, but it was big enough that I had wiggling room. I get to the motherfucking corner and sure enough, I can see the face of the bus. Soon as he came up, pull up on that motherfucker, y'all, I jumped on that motherfucker. The door opened, I jumped on that motherfucker and shit. And that was, at that time, it was nobody else on the bus stop but me. I didn't even know if anybody was on the bus or what, but I just know when I got on it, he shut the door and it began to move slow, because that's how the bus go. When you get on the bus, it kind of moves slow. I said, go. By the time I told him, go, the bitch was beating on the door. Open the door, open this motherfucking door. I say, please don't open that door. I beg you with all my breath. He said, I'm not finna open that door. He said, God damn, what you do? I said, I ain't do shit. I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. He said, damn, look all them motherfuckers standing by the alley. And he just took off. Zoom. That bitch was still running after that bus. Stop this motherfucker bus. She was still running and he took on off. I'm on that motherfucker. Thank you. He said, what happened? I said, I was with a girl. She had a beef with one of them. I ended up going to the store and they had a problem with me. They was trying to fight me. And he was like, whoa. He was like, man, I'm glad I pulled up and got your ass. He said, because you would have been a dead motherfucker. And I said, I know I would have. So the bus driver and everybody on the bus, everybody shot. And then I got to telling them what happened. They was like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, who is the girl? Over here, that's all they do is gang back and fight over here. Where you at? I was like, I'm over here on this side of town. They like, stay from over here. Don't come down here. Because that's all the fuck these bitches do is fight down here. Like, girl, I'm lucky. I thank God you safe. Ooh, I think you safe. So there was a little lady on the bus. She walked past me and she said, baby. She said, I'm so glad that God covered you. She said, you so blessed. She said, because there was a lot of girls. She said, you stay safe, baby. Don't get in no trouble, okay, baby? Woo-wee, I feel for you. Because I know your mom and your family would have been hurt. They would have hurt you out here. And I was like, thank you, man. I was about, so the bus driver and shit, he looking at me. He was like, girl, today must have been your lucky day. I say, oh, yeah, it was. So anyway, y'all, I'm riding the bus stop and shit, and I say, man, I ain't got no money. Y'all, why that motherfucking, the juju beans and shit and the bread, all that shit was twisted around in my motherfucking, around my pants. It kept hitting between my leg because the bag bouncing back and forth my leg, and I trying to pull the motherfucking shit out, trying to pull it out. Then I got to a place when I was running, I was holding my pants up to keep the bags was swinging between my leg and shit. That shit was tied up around my motherfucker waist. He was like, whatever's in your bag, that shit smushed all up. I'm like, yeah, I know. Anyway, I get to my bus stop, okay? He let me off. He said, hey, be safe. He said, damn. He said, the Austin bus just passed. He said, I could have told them to hold it for me. He said, but I didn't even know if they was, coming or not, like that. I said, yeah, that is right there. He said, damn. He said, I wish I would have told him to told him to hold it for me. You know, I said, that's all right. He said, hey, you be safe and be careful, okay? Like that. I said, I will. And everybody on the bus like, girl, you better be careful. You better be safe, girl. Like that. Stay from down here on this end. Da, 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 da. And I was like, I will. Y'all, I got on the bus and shit. Got off the bus. I'm walking. And that's when all the bags and shit was tied up, twisted around on my legs and my arm, twisting around on my pants, hook and shit. All the bread smashed up, the cheese, everything just smashed up, the candy, everything just balled all up. I couldn't even get the shit untwisted, like I said. So anyway, I'm walking to the crib. I walk to the crib. I'm walking to the crib and shit. I'm jogging and I'm walking. I'm jogging and I'm walking. I just wanted to get to the crib. So finally, I get on my block and shit, and I see Charlene. She's like, man, I was just finna come around your house. I say, what? I say, girl, you'll know what happened to me. She said, what happened? I say, that girl had got into it with some girls, and them motherfucking girls came. I went to the store today and went down in the store. Them bitches came in the store, and girl, they was trying to kill my ass. I said, it was about 25 to 30 of them bitches. She said, how you get out? I said, the guy let me out the back door, and I ran and caught the motherfucking division bus to Austin. She was like, I told you, motherfucker, I told you that girl was troublemaking. I told you that bitch was a troublemaker. Just the way she walk around in school, I told your ass. I don't know why you want to hang out with that girl. I said, oh, you ain't got to worry about me no more. She said, damn. I said, I'm tired. I said, my heart is racing. I said, I got to go in the crib. I said, my mama getting ready to go. I got to get her in the crib. So by the time I made it back to the crib, y'all, it was at least about close to about 6 o'clock. A little bit, about 6 going on 7. And my mama, I think she said she was going to leave at 7 or 8, something like that. I think it was 7 o'clock. I think I get in the motherfucking house. My mom was like, where you been? She said, I told you I was going to go and stuff like that. She said, where the groceries at? She said, where the groceries at? I said, they right here. She said, what happened? I said, it's a long story. Like that. She said, the bread in the bag too. I said, yup, it is. She said, damn. She said, what the fuck happened? I said, Ma, I'll tell you later. So I go find the motherfucking scissors, y'all. I done cut the shit loose from my motherfucking pants and just set everything on the table. By that time, my mom was like, okay, I'm finna go my ride here. I said, okay. Man, I just sat there and looked and sat at the table. I'm like this. I'm like, man, this shit was crazy as hell, y'all. I always had a slim picking of people that I hung around with, y'all, but I had got to that point that I wasn't fucking with nobody no more. Only motherfucker that I would fuck with is Charlene. I got to a point, y'all, I was checking everybody out that wanted to hang out with me. If it didn't feel right, I didn't fuck with them. I had style. I had slim to none of people to hang out with. I cut that shit short. Okay, baby, that was a lesson for my ass, and I took it and run with it, baby. You never caught me in a group of kids. I had slim picking the people that I hung out with, baby. It was to a point where I was just by myself, soloing, baby. I was solo dolo, baby. I didn't fuck around no more. So I hope you all enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all, never let anybody steal your happiness. In the meantime, between time, God bless. And y'all stay safe. Peace. And I'm out of here. Get down in the comments and leave a comment. Bye-bye, y'all. Y'all remember that dance? We used to pop that, say, hey. Pop that pussy, baby. Pop that pussy, hey. Pop that pussy, baby. Pop the pussy. Pop pussy. All right. Peace out.